Slow Drag with Remedy. Broadly speaking, semantics is a subfield of linguistics that concerns itself with the meaning of words and symbols. I mention this in order to introduce the semantic pointer theory of emotion that has been put forth by two Canadian-based researchers. This semantic pointer architecture, the authors explain, creates high-level cognitive functions through neural representations that carry partial semantic context into the representational structures necessary to support complex cognition. This, in part, is how we are able to take pleasure in engaging with what the researchers call intensive negative emotions, like those showcased in tragic dramas, poetry, and of course, sad songs. In this realm, the authors tell us there is no threat to our own goals. Therefore, the perceived physiological changes and the cognitive assessments of a sad song come as a relief, going so far as to provide happiness by knowing we are not currently suffering. In sum, our head and our heart seem to unify in such a way that becomes emotionally and socially pleasing to us when confronted with familiar yet not immediately personalized sadness. This quirk of biology and language is just another reason why today's slow drag proves to be so satisfying. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an exploration of linguistics, language, and how a sad piece can be so welcoming as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with You Tripped at Every Step from Brutal Youth, released in 1994. The songwriting is credited to Elvis Costello's birth name. It's a lovely ballad that draws you in with its skillful and melancholy use of metaphor, familiarity, and nostalgia. There is hope and there is hopelessness that is intertwined so skillfully. Take your tiny feet out of your mother's shoes, or there is going to be a terrible scene. It's not just the lipstick drawn on crooked when they find how wicked we are, how wicked we have been, how I've been tempted, how you tripped at every step, you tripped at every step, how you tripped at every step. From the very first flourish of words, the scene is set, the title is qualified, and we are on a journey through childhood into adulthood, or perhaps it is the reverse. Tiny feet and grown-up shoes provides the first literal meaning, just as the crooked lipstick lays down the path to the figurative. How you tripped at every step. There's a merry tune that starts in I and ends in you, like many famous pop songs do, and you would sing along with little telltale staggers while balancing on daggers. Though they were killing you, you looked so deadly as you tripped at every step. You tripped at every step as you tripped at every step. The style and the elegance of conjuring a love song is unmatched by its finesse and dual meanings. And maybe it's a little girl's vision, but singing alone in a bedroom with a hairbrush for a microphone, in a flush of dance, music, and romance, and of course the drama is on full display. The lovely rush of risking being found out at the same time, feeling bold enough to perform it for all it's worth. It's giddy in its execution. How is it possible for this poet to capture this type of nostalgia so faithfully? Maybe it's not just little girls who are given to these flights of fancy, as you tripped at every step. And I would run to catch you any time you call, only you drank that potion and went out of control. There's nothing to stop you, so how can you fall? Let me take your hand. Put down that frying pan. The first two verses seem to conjure a childlike imagery and the attempts at being an adult. As we see, the perspective has shifted here in the third. But why? Who is the I in this verse? These little dissonant turns of phrases, such as, there's nothing to stop you, so how can you fall? Stay with us, rolling around in our brains, hoping they'll make sense, even though we know they never will. 3 verses in now, and no mention of rhyme or structure, just the amazing literal and figurative use of you tripped at every step that has been carried along with this iconic imagery. We recognize the rhyming pairs, of course, such as staggers and daggers, hand and pan, but it's the emotion that remains at a steady boil as this heartfelt piece progresses. It's a story, it's a reverie, it's our brain and heart producing a comforting sense of well-being. Darkness would become me underneath the table as the fury raged around the house. You're despairing, treadless, angry, and unstable. You never suspected, just as that cartoon mouse went undetected. So you tripped at every step. Enveloped in a welcoming darkness, there is something that remains so sweet in these chaotic lines. We don't have to have ever hidden under a table to conjure the situation for ourselves. Then again, the cartoon mouse helps to add a bit of peripheral chaos of its own. I'm not sure why there was a cartoon mouse that went undetected, but it does seem as if it's done enough to distract from the gravity of the situation. So you tripped at every step. In another world of gin and cigarettes, those cocktail cabinets put mud in your eye. Maybe that is why you find it hard to see me. And if you don't believe me, before you start to cry, don't ever leave me. As you start to lose your grip, you will stumble and you will slip. As you tripped at every step, you tripped at every step. As you tripped at every step, you tripped at every step. The first verse of this darling piece ends with how you tripped at every step. The second verse ends with as you tripped at every step. The third verse is a transition without this ending line. The fourth verse again ends with so you tripped at every step. The fifth verse takes it out of the past, out of the present, as it tells the future you will stumble and slip. And this, the last verse, we've transitioned literally, as we're told, to another world, a decidedly grown up world. The idiom, mud in your eye, is a funny one. Said as part of a toast when cheering others, while the exact etymology is unclear, it seems to be self-congratulatory if you view it as a winning horse staying clean as it kicks mud up to all those who go on to lose. Then again, I also think of the expression pie-eyed when I hear the word mud in your eye, suggesting it means to let's just get drunk and feel good. Mud and drunk, two very good ways to find yourself blinded. In addition to this perplexing idiom, the syntactically ambiguous line, before you start to cry, don't ever leave me, haunts the senses. Written out, the line, don't ever leave me, is in quotes, yet this punctuation does little to confirm who is speaking. Is the person crying to not be left? Or is there another person saying, please don't cry because I won't ever leave you? Or is there another way to parse these words? Whatever the truth, it remains a beautifully opaque line that stays in the back of my mind, warmly phrasing and rephrasing itself, never able to provide a clear answer. Oh, I just love it.
Dig it.
Again, this has been a slow drag with You Tripped at Every Step from 1994's Brutal Youth. It's a sorrowful and lovely ballad that is beautiful in its sadness. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Please check the show notes for links and other useful references. I highly recommend reading more about the semantic pointer architecture and how it helps explain the universal appeal of sad songs. I hope I was able to explain it well, but it is a difficult concept. You can follow us on Twitter at SlowDragRemedy. And if you're feeling good about feeling sad right now, and you enjoy these slow drags, please share with other writers, poets, and language lovers. Thank you for joining me. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo. Slow drag with Remy.